Hey guys, forgot to flip up the camera today to show you the two little projects I had going on. My neighbor up the road gave me a call, said, hey, I know you know how to do a little bit of small engine repair, so would you be interested in taking on two little projects for me? Sure, let me know what they are. So he said, there's a John Deere snowblower, model number 524, was leaking fuel, so dismantled pretty much the whole back half of the motor, took the tank off, took the cover off, and then took the carb cover off, and ran new fuel line. I run a little bit heavier, run a fuel injected line, just holds up a little bit better over the course of time, doesn't dry out quite as bad as the regular fuel line. And then second thing was a nice Onan 6500 generator. First I saw that it says, let me come over to the other side for you guys. It says Cummins power generation. I thought to myself, Cummins diesel, Cummins diesel. So I'm thinking, wow, it's a diesel engine. That's kind of cool. You don't see that too often for a generator. And then lo and behold, I saw spark plug. So I knew it was a gas engine. So it must be the generator part of it's actually a Cummins built product or whatever. I don't know what the hell it is. But when you went to go pull on the crank here, it would not pull. It was all bound up and jammed up and everything. So what I did was pulled this access cover here off of the generator housing, pulled these two 7mm nuts out, and then exposed a 13mm socket right here. Just put a little bar on it, just kind of wiggled it back and forth a little bit, and broke it free. So what I think happened was, he said this generator's been in storage for a long time, and I think what ended up happening was the brushes just kind of froze up a little bit on it. I actually shot some penetrating oil down the cylinder, thinking that maybe the cylinder was froze up a little bit, and then shot a little ether into the carb, and she fired right up, and she kept running. So so that project's done. And then he said, oh, the thing is so heavy, I have a hard time moving it around anywhere. So he goes, it's just completely impractical for me to use it. So he goes, what about putting some casters on it? So I said, well, you're in luck. I said, what kind of casters do you want? You want pneumatic ones or like, heavy steel ones? He goes, I don't care. So I had an old engine hoist that had crippled, and so I had been saving it. I don't know why, but I've been saving parts off of it, and most of my 3-point tractor hitch, that 2-inch receiver, were made out of that the material from that engine hoist, but I had the casters still around from it, so I ended up putting those on here. So nice heavy duty casters, well overrated for what is needed for this, but it rolls like a piece of cake even on this hard frozen snow-packed trailer. So yeah, I originally told him that I picked him up this morning. I told him that I'll try to get to him, back to him by Monday. Today's let's see here, Wednesday. So I've literally worked on him for about 2 hours. So charge him a minimum of 4 hours. That's kind of just my standard. And then what I'll do is I'll give him the casters, since I'll be charging him minimum 4 hours. So that's kind of what I originally estimated it to be, was 4 hours, and then you know, the extra labor will count towards you know, the supplies and materials I had invested in it. So, you know, that's kind of that for that. So, you know, all the materials were sitting around the house, but at some point I had to pay for them. So, you know, I don't know exactly what the price was on them, but you know, I think you know, an additional 2 hours worth of labor, and you know, I don't charge absorbent amounts of money when I do this for friends. So, you know, it's just kind of, you know, this is what my time's worth, you know, and if I've got spare time, hey, I'll help you out if I can. So, you know, that's kind of that, and, you know, it's getting cold out here. The snow's blowing. You know, I was going to go down to the rental house yesterday and take some supplies down there and finish up a window that, it's not even a window, I call it a window now. But basically it was a hole in the foundation from when a set of steps going into the building originally were there, and when I did a remodel probably 10 years ago or so, the steps got eliminated, and I just had a kind of like a 32-inch wide by 16-inch high hole that I just put a piece of plywood over, and it was on the list of things to get fixed, but I never ended up fixing them. And so now that the house is sold, the new owners, they want that fixed. So I said, well, it's not a window, so I'm not going to make it a window, because they thought it was a window. So I said, well, I'll frame it all in, and I'll put some concrete board over it, put some plywood behind it, make it nice and secure, caulk it all up, and, you know, that'll be good as gold. So so I was going to do that last night, but I ended up getting hung up over at another site. So so that's kind of that. And then a couple of you have been wondering about the RAM. I was using the batteries in it to jumpstart it, but vacuumed out the interior, scrubbed it all down, and I was able to find some of the missing parts that I needed for the center console. As you may know, I just had the center console just kind of sitting in there for looks, and came across a police website of all things that explained to me what brackets I needed to mount the center console in. So I gave my guys down at the dealership a phone call, and actually I shouldn't even say phone call, but an email, and they emailed me back not even 45 minutes later with the completed price parts list that I had given them. So that was pretty impressive to me. So I still got to review it and see what you know, what the damage is going to be, but I don't think it's going to be any more than, you know, maybe $120 for all the parts that I was ordering. One of them was the passenger side seat belt. That it's really not. It's just like the lap belt that the middle jump seat would use. So so I was a little hesitant, excuse me, as to if I needed it or not. And I'm guessing it's probably like $60 for the part. So let's get this extension cord out of here. There we go. So I'm guessing it's probably like $60 for that thing. So I don't know if it's really necessary. If I have a center seatbelt right now, I'll probably skip it for now. And you know, another time I can go to the junkyard and get it. I'm pretty sure that they were the same throughout all the years from like 2003 on up.